All right, so let's begin with the second day on approval management, right? So there are a couple of concepts that I need to cover, which is the notifications. There is a configuration tab and an access tab, right? These are mostly not very important concepts. Notification is, but the configuration and access is just about who gets access to do what, and there's a couple of checkboxes there. So notifications, we all know what that is. There are a couple of types. One that is the bell icon on the top, and another through the email notifications. So when tasks are assigned to users, they get notified. Right? Workflow tasks are managed in the work list, right? So when we went to the bell icon, clicked on that work list, that is one way to access that, and it's configured in our setup and maintenance area. So from there we go through the task configuration, and then we have the notifications on the BPM, right? So if we should have the BPM workflow system admin role, so we can enable or disable the notification for all users. We have it currently in this instance for this test user. There is this role already assigned, so that is why we'll be able to do that. Right? But this is the role. If any time we're not able to look at the notification, then this is the role to go to. Right? So you can. This is normally used while we are doing some kind of unit testing on the client instance. Right? Then in that case, we don't want somebody to keep getting notifications on their email. So we disable those at that point. So when enabled, by default they are enabled. So the email notification will be sent to those only appropriate users, right? What we have set up in the approval. Each workflow task has that email setup, right? Which sends mail to the assignees. So this is how we get there, right? We get into the task configuration, like for financials or procurement, whatever, and then we click the appropriate task name on the left, right? Which approval basically, and then in that pane we get the notification tab down, right? So this will define when emails are sent and to whom, what will be the content, right? Define what appears in the from field for the emails, right? So and then set an address to send the email notification during testing. So during testing, we'll still want to test somebody clicks approve from the email notification, and does the transaction get approved or not. So that also we will have to test. So because of that, when we disable the notification there, then we'll set an email address for sending the thing during testing. Otherwise, those cases will never be tested at all. Okay, so here
in notifications, okay,
there is one email from display name.
Okay.
This from, so it will go from this person, whatever name this thing you want to do here. It will go from here, or it can go from the previous approver, whoever was there, right? But if you click this second one, right, then it goes from a certain. You can give that email ID from where it should go. So that is there, and so this is send individual email separate task based on locale. So this is there are three options here. There are send individual emails, right? This is a group notification configuration, right? So for one, you can send a group, send individual events to everybody in a group, right? One email containing all the email addresses, right? And you can send individual email separate task form, right? So depending on the location of your thing, you can send that. So this tab, and here on top, just cover as we are here. This is the task status. What is the task, right? Out of all of these. So for every task status, what is the recipient to whom this should go, right? And what is that notification header for that? So here we can type what the notification header is. Right? So for instance, if it is an invoice approval, so we can, and this is going to the assignee, which means it is going to the approver, right? Then we can say that attention invoice for your approval. So we can write that here, right? So that becomes the thing for it. So if it is the error and it goes to creator, then we can say what what should be this thing. So here, because there are so many, right, you can also add a new one, right? And you
Oh.
can see who to. So that addition is here,
Oh, okay.
right? And then there is a reminder notification. If you want to send, you enable this reminder. So when you enable this, then we'll be able to say in how many days, right? And do you want to send it before expiration or after the assignment or when? So, and you want to repeat this like every day, then it's one. Every 2 days, then it's two. So that, right? The notification message that will come. So for that, what is the header? So that only this gives.
So where is the
Right?
default email address?
Okay, this one is there. This should be checked when your notification is actionable, right? So if you want to click without logging in, then this should be checked, right? And this end user
Oh,
URL.
okay.
Yeah.
If
So
that is not checked, then they have to log in.
then they have to log in. Then there is no
Okay.
point in having that email notification at all.
Okay.
Right? And 10 task attachments with email notification. This one here will be one more. Actually, this is not coming fully. This page is like incomplete. It goes more down actually. Let me check some other page. Not coming up. Is a bug or something?
Oh, I got now. For procurement, right? Okay. Okay, and then I search for requisition, right?
Yeah.
Requisition approval. After I click on that, where I should go for administration for notification. No, here itself
No.
notification.
Here
Yeah,
only. Yeah.
I saw that. And there are assign task status, enable reminder, and more. I click on more, and I go down. Make notification actionable. All that is there. Notification headers is there. This is
But
all.
there is nothing visible, right? Down. Like
After
notification letter.
notification headers, name type value is there. That's the last.
But
This
then
is
there is
same.
nothing on that.
Yes. So we are looking for that place where we can give a default email address for testing, right?
Okay. They're included here. All right. In this, right? First of all, here there should be only assignees and this thing and all, right? So here there is an email address from payload. So we
Oh,
have to select this option and then go here, and then here we have to give the email address. It was there as a field like this down in an earlier version.
okay. So that means all notifications will go to this particular email address. All
Yes.
requisition notifications only, right? For each type
Requisition.
we have to. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So we have to come here for every this thing, like for error,
Yeah.
for everything we have to say that this. Let me see that, because this header, notification header, it's there. If there is a header here, then it is supposed to come here, right? Header, what is the name of the header, what is type, and what is the value of that header, and this is supposed to go down. There is only heading over here. Right? So for all these tasks, for all this, here we select this email address from payload, so that it doesn't go to the recipient. That's it. So it will not go to assignees, not to initiator, not to approver, nobody. It will just go to one email address that you provide. So for everything, right, we can provide one email address.
So, and then there's some place where you put the payload email address.
Here only actually.
Here.
Email address from payload.
Oh, so you click that little pencil there, and then you type it right on that line.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it will come over there. So that's the thing. It should come. Actually, it can be a function also. So you can select some person here, and because there is a thing over here to do, like task, and like for instance, for such a thing we can do some task creator or something, right? So whoever created that notification, it can go there. No, in this instance, nobody has created requisition set. Okay, don't use the task creator for now. I don't know why it's not coming. It should come. Yesterday we were seeing that also this problem happened, wherein the task creator was not coming up. Yeah, so this is the various notification scenarios are what we saw over there. There are like there are like 8 or 10, out of which how much ever we want for those we can send the notification, right? So in that this thing we can write in the recipient column whom you want to send the email to. So that thing is available. So that is how you set up the notification. So how many notifications you want to go, that we need to decide. We can add any number, and there whatever we add, right, it will go to the email. It can be approved from the email only if that checkbox is checked, right? So allow
actionable
notification, right? So only then that notification becomes actionable. So then you click on that, only then it will come there. Okay, and then okay, yeah, I have. Oh, sorry, I had this here. Yeah. Okay. So this is the screen. We saw the screen. Okay. Alright, now we come to the configuration tab, right? So in configuration, right, we manage the assignment routing policy, right, and the early completion setting, what is approval precondition, miscellaneous configuration. So all of this, there are certain checkboxes in the thing. Better that we see it on the instance only. So all these things, right, for requisition, if you look at it, when it comes up, there will be certain default setting that will be there. If only if you want to change that, then you need to change. This one is allow all participants to route tasks to other participants, right? So they can give their notification to somebody else. So allow participants to edit future participants, right? So that is that level 1 is somewhere, then level 2 you want it to go somewhere else, then participants can edit that. You can allow initiator to add the participant, like somebody initiates
first approver kind of thing.
Yeah, first approver they can add, right? Enable auto claim. So auto claim is that some notification is standing, right, and there is no there is some approver for it, but he has not approved. So somebody else can auto claim that notification is theirs and approve. This enable auto claim, right? This is there means there is in the work list there are all those notifications that are there. Correct?
Yes.
So now this notification not assigned to you, assigned to somebody else. Okay, you are there in the approval group.
Okay.
All right. So so what happens is only one participant in the approval group needs to approve. Okay, and the task will be approved. Currently, there is it's there for 4 people. Somebody has not approved, right? And that notification not for you actually, not for the person, right? But he can take that and approve it. So only when this checkbox is checked. Enable auto claim.
Suppose parallel approver is there.
Yes.
In which we are saying if one approved,
then next should approved. Okay, so one approved, next should approve. Right? So one is not approved. So if only one approves, it will be get done, right? So then there is no point in having this one.
Yeah. 3 people get notification, and we have set up that if any one approves, that's good enough, right?
Yeah. And then
Oh,
So
all three will get notification, but
yes,
okay.
but you are not in there in those three.
Okay.
Okay,
Then?
but you can still go and auto claim that. So basically, you're not there in those three. In your work list, when you enable this auto claim, that notification tab that you go in that bell icon, then you will see a lot of notification. Not all of it is assigned to you.
Okay.
It is just that you have the role to approve. That is all. So you are approving something else of that same requisition only, but you are approving some other requisition. So you have a role to approve requisitions, right? It will not go to all users, but all users who have that role to approve. In a certain scenario, some people might be approving. In certain other scenario, somebody else might be approving, right? So in that case, the lower scenario that is there, if the amount is less than 5,000, some people are approving. Greater than 5,000, there are some others, right? So even if there is an amount less than 5,000, right, and nobody of those approvers in that approval group of less than 5,000 has approved it, somebody with the greater than 5,000 approval group, right, it's in the same rule. So somebody who is greater than 5,000 and they are in that approval group, they can auto claim this notification, approve that.
Not anybody, but
not
how
anybody.
Do we decide? How do we decide who can auto claim?
Okay, so whoever is there in the assignees, they can auto claim. Okay, so now here, so here if we click go to rule, here is where we gave who should approve, right? Then it was supervisory, level required was 1, right, and it got it from somewhere. Between the starting participant and top participant, that person is not there. It will not be in this case. This is supervisory approval. So between this, anybody can approve. It is this way. When there is an if condition, right? If we write an if condition over here, saying that this is more than or less than with an amount over here, right? So in that case, there will be say first condition amount less than 5,000, then right, and list builder say it is approval group, right, and response type is required, and there is a certain approval group that we give. Okay, number 1 is over. Then there is a second one, right? So if then if not that, then what? Less than 5,000 we will give. Greater than 5,000 we will give again, right? So in that greater than 5,000, then there are 4 more people in that approval group between 5,000 and 10,000, like that. So in that approval group, right, there will be 4 people. Those people can claim this because they anyway have the right to approve less than 5,000. Because if they can approve up to 10,000, they can approve. In this, nobody approved. In the first this thing, nobody approved. So they can auto claim this and approve. That depends upon how we set that rule. I have seen it in action only in that in that scenario.
So when you enable claim and you are trying to do it, so the person has to be in that approver list.
Yeah. It will not be for any user.
Okay.
The approval list. That is one is approval list. Second is that he has to be in that rule.
In that rule.
In that go to rule, he has to be there.
Yeah.
And then it has a business validation logic inside only. So according to that it does. This is an early completion setting, right? So here there is complete task immediately when person chooses reject. When it is reject, we can also say that it is approve. Right? So in the task configuration, right, in this assignee, then we have certain back to assignees. We have this header hierarchy, right, and this is one, right? So in this rule, there is a supervisory hierarchy, right? And auto action here is approved. Say it was somebody is rejecting this, okay? Then what happens is that it doesn't wait for anybody else's thing. The whole thing gets bypassed. Even if there are multiple, here there is only one enabled, say there are multiple enabled, right? But at some point somebody rejected one thing, right? Say this is for the header, this for the line, this is already header, so this is for the header and this for the line. So somebody rejected it here, means it will not go through, right? So that checkbox is that when you reject, correct, at that time you complete the task immediately. The rejection task is complete and that the thing is over, right? It will not go to any other box over there, right? The header got rejected. So then if you say that the same thing you can keep for approvals, right? But generally we don't keep approve because we don't want approve because there can be consensus approval. So if you keep this as approve, right, and then there is consensus approval, but then complete task immediately when the participant chooses approve. So one participant chose approve means this will complete that task immediately. So it will not wait for approval from the two others even though it is consensus. So that is why we'll keep reject. If you are not using consensus approval, then you can say approve.